Well, I wasn't gonna film today, but I'm on a little bit of a pattern right now, and I was just burning my bait back to the boat because I wasn't in my strike zone, and got about a 2-pounder, but it was sick. It smoked it like maybe 2 foot away from the boat. So we're gonna go ahead and keep the camera rolling. Then just saw another one jump, so it could be a pretty good day. This mega bass sleeper gill skips like a dream. That's what that last fish came on that before I decided to start recording. I was burning it back to the boat actually, because I got a bite earlier way up under the dock, saw some splashing up in there. I think a couple fish were busting on bait, so I figured that's where all my bites had come from, and I was just burning this thing back to the boat. And right next to the boat, one hit. So I don't know if they want a fast retrieve. The first fish came on a mag draft, and that thing skips like a dream, but with that treble hook I just had too many casts where the bait was fouled up, and so I switched over to the sleeper gill, hoping that works out. Probably gonna get some unrigged mag drafts so I can go ahead and I keep saying I know what I want to say, but go ahead and get some unrigged mag drafts so I can just rig it up with a owner beast and still be able to skip it in there. Might run a treble hook off the bottom of it, but that actual swiveling harness fouls up too much when you're skipping. If I hook up on this one, it could be bad because I have a feeling there's a support bar in between those two. One thing with the mag draft that I noticed, if you're wow, that was bad. If you're skipping it, if your angle is just slightly off, that thing will bounce miles into the air, like to where you might as well have just made a normal cast. So that's another reason why I'm kind of sort of using the sleeper gill. I also found the knockoff of this here. This is the Storm Arashi Glide. This has swiveling hook hangers. The knockoff does not. But the knockoff, you get 3 for half the price of the actual Arashi, so I kind of want to try that out. But I love this Arashi Glide. Fishing St. Clair and the Detroit River, it gets down just a little bit more. A little bit more than an S waiver. Oh my goodness, keep releasing early. Bait's a little too heavy for this rod, but as far as working the bait, did it again. We're just gonna run with it. But as far as working the bait goes and fighting the fish, I actually kind of like this rod. Oh, that's just spiraling. It's the Defy Black by 13 Fishing. It's a 711 heavy. I use a 7.9 heavy moderate with the mag draft. That was almost bad. Keep working that sleeper gill. This is I built this rod like how many years ago? It's gotta be at least 5 or 6 at this point. But it's a 7.3 medium heavy, fast action, MHX blank. Get those on mud hole. I like building my own rods because I like getting a longer grip typically than what you can get in the stores. It really doesn't end up throwing off the balance at all. Pretty much everything. Right now there's a bait on the end of this, but bring the bait back in here. Still a little front heavy just because that bait's there. That puts the balance point right on where that hook keeper is. That's close enough. And I actually like a little bit front heavier of a rod for casting. I think that it helps me get a little bit more distance. That's just personal theory. Could be totally wrong and not have a clue what I'm doing. Yeah, this mag draft's starting to just not really run right. Might go ahead and tie on the new one. Whether it's a mag draft, sleeper gill, dark sleeper, anything like that, always save this plastic to put your bait back in when you're done to save the tail. Makes them last a lot longer. Just don't put them back in there until they're dry. If you put them in there before they're dry, you're gonna completely trash the thing. And even though I'm running straight fluorocarbon, I'm still gonna use a Palomar knot. It's a big bait. It's thick Palomar, thick fluorocarbon. Oh yeah, using the old fluorocarbon to catch some walleye. Wow, that was tied horribly, but it'll probably hold. And probably is good enough in my eyes. Doing any good?
Not too bad.
When I first got here, 2 for 4.5 pounds, real quick, and then nothing.
I had a limit by 9, and like I said, it died off quick.
I'm about to turn this transducer off.
Yeah, if you're sitting right there, yeah.
There's so many catfish coming through, and you'll see them on the screen, and you're watching them chase shad, and you're like, perfect.
Yeah, I caught 2 12-inchers right when I went back through. Like I said, went right through and live scoop. I was like, holy shit.
Keeps you caught up in one spot too long. I think it's just the deal of covering water today.
I've never caught small fish through this channel. I caught 3 12-inchers. That's it.
I've only ever caught small fish through here, actually. I don't fish here enough, though. It's my 5th time in West Harbor to actually fish or something like that. That's a pretty good one, actually. That might be a 4-pounder. Three and a half. That was on the sleeper gill. Barely hooked. I'm gonna say 3 and 3. Yeah, 3 1/4. 4 1/4. Fish goes 4 1/4. I thought 3 3/4 was pushing it. If you fish kayak tournaments or any of these online tournament deals, prop your bump board up a little bit. They rarely flop. That's a nice fish though. The hookup ratio on this thing is actually really freaking good. I remember the dark sleeper kind of sort of started to fall off. Because of its hookup ratio. A lot of people were starting to struggle with that. I definitely think the hookup ratio wouldn't quite be as good on this with a heavy power. I know it's a jig hook, but I'm thinking medium heavy, fast action. Because you don't want, I think moderate, they might spit it. That or you might not be able to drive the hook in. Could be talking out of my ass, but I just think that the softer rod but still gets to the backbone quick is what you want. On there. I say I don't know where any of my scissors are. And then do I go Crush City Mayor or X-Zone Swammer? That's actually about what the bait I've been seeing looks like. My boat isn't organized enough right now inside of there to be picky. What in the fuck? Oh, that's a pike. If that's a bass, it's huge. Oh, he's got me in the grass. Reeling in over a backlash. That's a dang catfish. actually can't move this thing. Oh, it's a flathead, that's why. Or is that a blue? Or is that just a channel and I'm stupid? I think that's a blue cat. I'm gonna ask Snapchat real quick. I'm pretty sure that might be a blue or a flat. I think it's a flat. Could be a channel. I don't fish for those things. At least enough to know what they are. Thinking I tie on white and silver. Actually, let's get a little bit of contrast. White and chartreuse freeloader. Oh, that looks really good. Yeah, I love a jig bite, but I am not somebody that can sit here and just flip a jig all day. I can't even stand watching it. I'd rather watch someone scope. Unpopular opinion, I know. But I'd rather watch them scope or fish a moving bait. Oh yeah, that wind's still coming out of the north. There's no, and it's actually pretty solid. No way I'm getting to East Harbor today, boys. You know, if I had the old Lund or the old Vexus out here, you know, a nice deep V multi-species Ranger, that there would get me over yonder. Probably need to slow it down a little bit though, but that looks tasty. If I saw a cheeseburger pulsating past my face like that, I'd be like, oh, that looks so scrumptious. Like some Taco Bell or some White Castle at 3 in the morning after the bar. Just, Yep. He's good too. There we go. If I'm lucky, he'll go 3. Be dope if I had spot lock. She went 3. Let's go ahead and get her back. So far for a 2-fish tournament, I got 7 pounds right now. Now that makes me question if I need to go back down through there or not with a chatterbait. See, this is my problem. I start catching fish in an area and I'm like, oh, this is gonna work, that's gonna work. No, cover water on days like this. Should say cover good water. I mean, obviously I could burn that bank and be covering water essentially. Eventually I'll put one in a fish's face. But if I hang around that area all day, I think a philosopher once said the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over, expecting a different outcome. Can't remember which philosopher that was. He's not gonna help. At least for my online tournament. What is it, 12 or 14 here? Uh-oh. My buddies that had that bass tracker, well, I met them this morning, but their battery compartment's open right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was actually filmed 3 weeks ago now, so that was practice for a 2-fish limit tournament that me and my dad fished. I tried to film that, but GoPro did GoPro things, so all that footage is gone. We had 3.5 pounds, and I lost one fish I saw the mouth of. Don't know how big it was, but we were 4 pounds away from being the last trophy, so kind of sucked, but we were up there. Came down to the wire. It was a fun day for sure. We caught probably 20 fish, but they had to be 18 inches to keep, so a lot of guys zeroed. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're gonna have a couple more coming very soon. Might do a couple reviews. Those 13 rods are at a very good price point for their quality, so I want to truly test them out. Put them head to head against high dollar rods, see if it's worth spending the extra $180. Personally, I think it is, but hope you guys have a good day, and we will see you again in the future.